To some extent, to me, I would say corruption is a mentality.
Yeah.
It begins little and then eats deep into the society.
Hello, solutioneers. Today in the studio, I'm with Reels Baba Reels. Welcome on stage, Reels Baba Reels, once again.
Thank you very much, Big Chala.
Today we are here to talk about the effects of grassroots corruption on the Nigerian society. You see, in Nigeria, we have concentrated so much on the corrupt practices of our leaders and forgotten the real bone of contention here, which is the grassroots corruption. In every sector, I will say in Nigeria, we have some corrupt practices that are going on, and this has affected the way our economy is supposed to move forward. And today we are here to throw more light on that and call all Nigerians to deviate from this path they have chosen and readily work for the nation building. Reels, can you please throw more light on this topic, grassroots corruption?
Um, Thank you very much, Big Chala. I'm glad to be on the show once again.
Welcome.
Um, Corruption refers to the abuse of power for personal gain, and this abuse, in most cases, it makes life unbearable for the average man. It makes life harder for someone who doesn't have those long legs. And to some extent, to me, I would say corruption is a mentality.
Yeah.
It begins little and then eats deep into the society. There are a lot of things going on that is actually corruption, and people don't tend to, take note of all these things.
Yeah.
And at the later end, it affects the economy. So all of us, we all have a role to play.
Yes.
We all have a role to play because these grassroots corruption are what actually makes up the main things we refer to as corruption.
Yes.
From my point of view, I'll classify corruption under two major categories.
Yes.
We have corruption at the private level, the private sector.
Mm.
We also have corruption at the public sector.
Yes.
Referring to the private sector, we have business owners, we have private business owners, right?
Yes.
For example, when you made mention of the topic, something actually came into my mind, and I don't know, it's something that annoys me a lot. Yeah, we are fully aware of the fluctuations in the price of dollar, and this actually caused some inflation, some kind of inflation on goods, right? But now there are some of these shop owners that actually make things unbearable for the common man. For example, you go to some shops to get something, and these shop owners, they inflate this price times 3.
Yes.
This is very, very annoying. This is very unbearable. And at the end, they end up blaming
The government.
at the top.
And yeah, that's correct. I remember I went to one shop to get something. I think it was Torchlight. I actually knew the price for this Torchlight because I've already bought it before, but because of some issues, the Torchlight spoiled.
Yeah.
When I went there, the man called the price, and this Torchlight was supposed to be like 5,000. He called 10,000 naira for me. I was like, okay, even if the
It's so
price
sad.
increase, I don't think that increment was necessary because
Exactly.
from 5,000 naira to 10,000, that increment was just times 2
That is
of the
unfair.
price.
It's unfair.
And later we still end up blaming the government. So
there are these little things we don't take note of, right? Everybody comes together to say the country is bad, the country is bad. We are the ones actually making this country look or seem bad.
Yes.
Because imagine, instead of us to be trying to help each other, some people are trying to use this as an advantage on others. They are like preying on others to make gain. This is really unfair.
And it's really unfair. This thing happened during the cash shortage, during that
Yes.
cash policy,
Yes.
or like during when Godwin Emefiele, the governor of Central Bank, said the cashless policy.
I
You
I
noticed we have Nigerians that were withholding these cash so
yes,
that they will make gain. You understand? And
exactly.
they end up blaming government.
I
Even some bank workers, that time, if you see a bank worker, will be like the president of the country because they were the people controlling cash.
these people tend to explore others when they get into such positions, and they fail to understand that this is corruption. I remember very well during this same period you're talking about. I heard a particular POS shop owner saying that he wants to change his car during this period. Imagine.
So he just made a lot of money
A
during that
lot
time
of
that he
money.
wanted to change car.
So this is unfair. Very, very much
Okay.
unfair.
So, and you made mention of the public sector because I would
Yes.
really want Nigerians to understand what is going on there because that's my concern. You see, these people holding offices in the public sector tends to blame the government. You understand? Because we have some civil servants that blame the government, but they are the ones doing this corruption at the grassroots level in the public sector. You get?
Yes.
So I would want us to
Exactly.
throw more light so that Nigerians will understand what's really going on there and will still caution all these civil servants to understand that what they are doing is really bad and they should come together and work for the nation.
Considering the public sector, I
Mm.
had an experience a certain time ago. I'm relating this to the educational sector basically because I'm part of the educational sector, right? So there was a certain time back then when I was supposed to, apply into for university education. You know, jam registration basically. That's the first thing that is one of the first steps. And during the period when we were trying to register jam, there are these people. There's normally crowd,
Yes.
and then there are these people that come late. Instead of on a normal day, if there's a queue, they follow the order. But now there are these people that comes late because they have long legs, like I said before. They have parents, they have people they know inside there. So now those people in the public office tend to, bypass.
Like the whole backbone of it starts. You
Yes,
understand? When you build this corruption from all these small, small sectors, it's like it accumulates
of course.
to um a very large level. You see, I always say this. In every 4 years, 8 years, we hold elections. You understand? And we are always complaining about the leaders. But I've come to think of it. We are always electing new leaders and we are always seeing the same result. So, what should be the issue? You understand?
Yes.
So, I noticed that all Nigerians are the same. We don't want to do the right things
Yes.
and we overlook them.
Exactly.
You understand? There was a time I went to a particular court to swear affidavit. I saw from the receipt they gave me, it was 50 naira that I saw this affidavit, but they collected 1,050 naira. So I was
This is
thinking,
unfair.
because that was when I was entering the university, because they said we should swear affidavits, of course. And I was thinking, what made them to collect 1,050 naira when my receipt was showing 50 naira? So I didn't ask any question. Up to today, I didn't get the answer. But if you look at it very well, I felt okay, maybe government wanted to collect 50 naira, but the people in the offices how to collect their own. And this is unfair.
Yes.
You understand?
This is one major reason why I said corruption is a mentality. Imagine someone at that level doing that kind of act, right? So now imagine this same person as the president of the country.
Yeah.
The mentality is already installed. Things are not supposed to be done right. So definitely, as little as this thing seems, it eats deep into the character of humans, and so definitely it's going to cause problem. In as much as it seems normal, but it's a problem.
Yes.
It is a very, very big and major problem. So you see, to cite another example, we in the university setting, there are different offices where you go, and just as you said, a particular price of something, it is this, right?
Yes.
But now they inflate the price little. No matter how little it is, it's not supposed to be so.
Yes, that's the corruption because that like you don't count how little it is. So far as
Yes.
it's corruption, it's corruption. anything that is not right is not supposed to
To be so.
be in the system. You understand?
Yes.
And we need to deviate from these practices because these are the things that are making Nigeria not to work. You
Of course.
understand?
Of course.
I remember when the minister of was it minister of I've forgotten the ministry. He
Yeah.
presented a budget and spent over how many millions on stationaries. You understand? I was like, okay, how much were you buying pen
How
and paper
much is
and
a
all
pen?
those things, erasers? You get. But
Yes.
I came to think of it and I discovered that many of these things, the minister will not go to the market to get pen and paper. He will
Definitely
send
not. They have
people.
8.
And I discovered that these people he sent might have said, okay, this government money is national cake, as they always call it. So let's inflate these prices. You understand? So if you check under the ministry, he will have different offices under him. You understand?
Yes.
So they will bring these prices they have done. All of them will bring their expenses.
Yeah.
And when he accumulates all of them, you see that it will result to that amount.
Yeah.
We end up blaming only the minister when these civil
Or the
servants
president.
or the president, when these civil servants at the lower offices actually committed this crime. The same thing happened with JAM recently when they said they spent over 1 point something billion on feeding.
Who are you feeding?
Who are you feeding? You understand? And this is not the president. The office of the registrar is an appointed office. You understand?
Yes.
Like it's an appointment, and you are doing these things, but we later tend to blame the president of the country, state governors, and all of this. Recently, the EFCC seized an estate that comprises of 953 apartments.
Belongs to a
You
civil
understand?
servant,
To a
right?
civil servant. So you work for 30 years because you got opportunity to serve in one particular office. You had you got them. How much is your salary? Because I don't think any civil servant in Nigeria is earning up to 1 million naira, or even if you are earning up to. Well, so how did you raise that
How were
money?
you able to
How
come
were
up
you able
with
to
that
come up
amount?
with that amount of money to build such an estate in this country capital, ABJ? You understand?
Yes.
So when we look at these things, we need to look at it critically and tell ourselves the truth. Because
Yeah.
it's not only the government that is contributing to our the problems in this country. We Nigerians are the problems ourselves.
Yeah.
You understand?
Exactly.
So from all we have said, what did you think government should do differently? You understand, from what they are doing now to curb all these issues of grassroots corruption?
This corruption have eaten deep into a lot of sectors.
Yes.
So it is so serious that even the people that are supposed to work on this corruption, they themselves are already corrupted.
Yes.
So let me say, as regards price maintenance, I feel there should be a body. As regards price maintenance, there should be a body that is actually set up for checkmating this price, balances and all
Yes,
that.
yes. There should be a price margin given.
Yes.
You understand? If
Yes.
something is 1,000 naira, maybe 20%.
Yes.
So the prices can vary the different shops, but there should be a margin, profit margin.
Yes.
So that we will know that okay, this thing, no matter how it goes high, it's not supposed to be above this particular price.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
And also, why setting up these bodies that are trying to checkmate these grassroots corruptions? The personnel involved in these bodies are also, let's say, the government are supposed to be very active as regard payment of salaries, payment of civil servants, payment of when due.
Yes.
And they should pay the exact words. Like the payment should be up to the work.
Yes,
I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
They should pay as you work.
Yes.
So that these people will not look differently. Let them be contented with their salaries, so that it will reduce all this issue of civil servants trying to extort and make extra gains.
Exactly.
I understand what you're saying, and also I feel government should set up an agency that we reduce the way we spend our money. Like in United States, even though it's a already developed country, they are still cutting their costs. If you remember recently, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, have been appointed to head that department of government efficiency, so
Yes.
that they will cut down the cost and make sure we don't spend money extravagantly, because that's the issue.
That
You
is
understand?
necessary.
These offices spend money on maintenance too much,
Mm.
and many of these things are fabricated. You understand? They
Yes.
make
Exactly.
them up so that they will get their extra gains. You
Mm.
get, so government should set up a department that will make sure every money distributed for a particular work is used for that purpose,
Exactly.
and there should be no budget padding. You understand?
Yes.
These people from small offices should not pad budget.
Mm.
If you feel your salary is not enough, they should talk with the government,
Yes.
negotiate. You
Exactly.
understand? So that government will understand, okay, we are spending this particular amount on this particular project. There's
Yes.
no need of saying if something is 1 billion naira and you end up doing it 500 million, and the remaining money you are carrying it. You understand? We are not
Yes.
tracking how well we are doing our projects and all of that.
Mm.
So government should find a way to create that agency. And also the issue in Nigeria is that we have these agencies like the EFCC, ICPC, but they are
You
still
know,
not effective.
the thing is, I got to realize that the in the Nigerian constitution, right, or let me say the rules and regulations governing this country, I think the exceptions are even more than necessary. You
Yes,
get my
yes,
point?
yes,
So there are some kind of immunity, some kind of exceptions that some people have that is there, that is protecting some of these people. Some of these people in these offices, they already know in their mind that when they do such things, they can escape the wrath.
yes.
You get my point?
Yeah, I understand what
So
you're saying.
all these exceptions need to be worked on. Let these rules be tight.
Yes,
You
that's
get my
the
point?
work of the National Assembly. And
Yes,
I think they should find a way to give these appointments to people who deserve it based on merit. You understand?
exactly,
Because
exactly.
people holding these agencies, they have turned everything in Nigeria into politics. On the part of government, we have said a lot.
Yes.
So, as individuals, what do you feel we should do differently?
You know, uh, about 2 weeks ago, I I got to realize that the on our show we talked about the role of family on the bettering. I mean, creating a better nation, right?
Yes,
So I think family as the smallest unit of the social society has a work to play. We as the family, let me say the parents, they have to start grooming their children as regards this cause, because I said corruption is a mentality. If
yes.
you grow up with it, it stays. So groom your children in a way that shows them that corruption is not the right thing to do.
Yes, they should understand that corruption is not something they should involve themselves in. It's
Yes,
not a normal
exactly.
something.
And also we are supposed to inculcate self-discipline,
Yes,
the mind of contentment.
yes.
I think these things will help us go a long way as combating grassroots corruption.
Yeah, that's really nice. And also I feel we should caution ourselves, you understand, in families.
Exactly.
Because like wives, children, parents, you have to tell, like for example, if I see that my wife is a civil servant and she start bringing in money
Mm,
that is more than what she in. You understand? I
yes.
will caution her. You get? So all these things we should do it family. You understand?
Yes.
Families should involve in this fight for corruption. You understand? We should advise ourselves, because if what happens is that if an outsider try to tell you something, you feel very bad.
Yes.
That's a normal
You're
something.
disrespected. Yeah.
And so when family is involved, you sit your husband, your parent, your child, you sit them down, your
Talk to
wife,
them.
you tell them, see, I understand that you have reached this office, but this is not, you are deviating from what
It's right.
is right. You understand?
Yes.
So when we do these things, family by family, as the smallest unit of the society, we can build a better nation brick by brick. You
Yes.
understand? And it always begins from somewhere. I know that we are not where we want to be, but we will pay the price now
Yes.
so that the people coming will enjoy you get. So when we caution ourselves, then we'll move on. Thank you very much, Reeves Baba Reeves.
Thank you, Big Chala.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you again sometime.
My pleasure, sir.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Solutioners. This is all we have for today. See you some other time. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and follow all our social media handles for more updates.